You think abandoned amusement parks are just rusty relics, forgotten fun houses where the wind howls through broken rides. But Whisper Ridge wasn't abandoned. It was waiting. And on the night I first heard the laughter echoing from the empty Ferris wheel, I knew it had been waiting for someone like me. My name's Alex, and I've been the night caretaker at Whisper Ridge Amusement Park for 3 years now. It's not the kind of job you brag about at family reunions. No glory, no excitement, just me, a flashlight, and miles of cracked concrete paths winding through overgrown weeds and faded carnival tents. The park sits on the edge of a dying town called Hollow Creek, about an hour's drive from anywhere that matters. It used to be a big deal back in the 70s and 80s. Families flocking in for cotton candy, roller coasters, and that big top circus show that promised thrills beyond imagination. But thrill turned to tragedy in '92 when a fire ripped through the main arcade. Official story? Faulty wiring, same as always. Unofficially, whispers about something more sinister, like the park had a mind of its own. They shut it down after that, boarded up the gates, and let nature take over. I didn't grow up dreaming of this gig. I was a mechanic in my 20s, fixing cars at a garage downtown. Steady work until the economy tanked and the shop closed. After that, it was odd jobs, mowing lawns, delivering packages, anything to keep the lights on. My wife, Lena, and I had a little girl, Mia, who was 5 at the time. Bills piled up, and one rainy afternoon, I spotted an ad in the local paper. Night watch needed, Whisper Ridge Park. Flexible hours, no experience required. It came with a number scribbled in pen, like someone had jotted it down in a hurry. I called, met a grizzled old-timer named Hank, who managed the property for some faceless real estate firm. He sized me up, asked if I could handle being alone in the dark, and handed me a set of keys. "Just keep the vandals out," he said, "and don't go poking around the old tunnels." I nodded, figuring it was easy money. Nights pay extra, and with Mia starting school, we needed it. Lena works days at the diner, so I took the graveyard shift, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Walk the perimeter, check the fences for holes, make sure no one was squatting in the derelict buildings. The park's layout is like a spider web. The main gate leads to a central midway lined with shuttered game booths, food stands, and the big attractions branching off like legs. There's the Ferris wheel, towering over everything like a skeletal giant. The roller coaster, its tracks twisted and rusted. The haunted house, ironically, the least scary thing here during the day. And the carousel, with its chipped horses frozen in mid-gallop. Underground, there's a network of maintenance tunnels, old service passages for wiring and plumbing that snake beneath the whole place. Hank warned me they were unstable, full of rot and collapse risks. I steered clear at first. My only company most nights is Rusty, a scrappy border collie mix I adopted from the shelter 2 years back. He's got one ear that flops over, a coat like rusted metal, hence the name, and eyes that seem to see through walls. I got him after a break-in scare at home. Lena insisted on a watchdog, but Rusty turned out to be more than that. He's got this sixth sense, always alerting before trouble hits. On patrols, he trots ahead, nose to the ground, tail wagging like he's on a mission. I bought him a little harness with reflective strips, makes him look official. Kids who sneak in sometimes think he's part of the park's lore, but he's just my buddy, keeping me sane in the silence. The trouble started last summer. Teens from town and some from farther out began showing up after dark. At first, it was typical stuff. Graffiti on the booths, beer cans scattered around. But then I noticed patterns. Groups of 3 or 4, always arriving around midnight, phones out, whispering like they were on a treasure hunt. I caught a few on camera, slipping through a loose fence panel near the back lot. Thought they were urban explorers, filming for YouTube or whatever kids do these days. But no, they were playing something called the park ritual. I overheard the name when I chased off a group one night. "It's just a game," one girl giggled, eyes wide with that mix of fear and thrill. "Follow the rules and you win big." I didn't think much of it until the disappearances hit the news. First, a 15-year-old boy named Tyler vanished after telling friends he was beating the ritual. Found him 2 days later in a ditch 5 miles away, dazed but alive, muttering about echoes in the tunnels. Then a girl went missing for a week, turned up at a gas station, barefoot, with no memory of how she got there. Rumors exploded online, TikTok videos, Reddit threads, all hyping this urban legend about Whisper Ridge. The ritual had rules, strict ones, that supposedly unlocked hidden levels of the park. Do it right and you'd find treasures or experience something supernatural. Mess up and, well, the stories varied, but they all ended badly. As the caretaker, I started paying attention. I jotted down what I could from the kids I intercepted, pieced together from blurry videos they posted before deleting them. The ritual wasn't random. It was coordinated, spreading like a virus. And the more I learned, the more I realized the park was involved, changing in ways it shouldn't. Lights flickering in rides that had no power, sounds echoing where there was no source. And Rusty? He'd go rigid, hackles up, staring into shadows like he knew something was watching back. You wanted the full story, detective? Fine. I'll lay it out, rule by rule, just like I pieced it together. But remember, this isn't some campfire tale. I've seen the evidence. The empty backpacks, the scratched walls, the autopsies that don't add up. And if you're smart, you'll listen close, because whatever is in Whisper Ridge isn't done yet. Rule 1, the midnight spin. It all kicks off at the carousel. Kids show up at the main gate right before midnight, has to be exact, or the game doesn't start. They wait until the clock hits 12 o'clock midnight, then climb the fence or slip through a gap. No back entrances. It has to be the front, like they're buying a ticket to hell. Once inside, they head straight to the carousel in the center of the midway. No detours, no peeking into the booths along the way. The rule is clear. Walk with your eyes on the path. Don't glance at the sideshow tents or the game stalls. Blink if you must, but no turning your head. It's called the spin because if you do it right, the carousel supposedly activates. The kids treat it like a test of nerves. They film themselves marching down the midway, narrating in hushed voices. Rule 1, guys, don't look left or right. Some make it a competition, betting who cracks first. But I've watched enough security footage, grainy stuff from the few working cameras, to know it's not about nerves. The midway changes after midnight. During the day, those booths are empty husks, faded signs for ring toss or duck shoot, doors padlocked, windows smeared with grime. At night, though, lights wink on in places with no electricity. Shadows move behind the counters. And the prizes, those dusty stuffed animals on the shelves, sometimes shift positions. I first noticed it on a routine patrol. Rusty and I were looping the perimeter when he froze, ears perked toward the midway. I shone my light and saw it, a booth for whack-a-mole with its mallets lined up neat, like someone had just set them out. Earlier that day, they'd been scattered. Then a kid's voice echoed, laughing but not happy. I found a group of teens at the carousel. One girl staring into a booth window. She wasn't moving, just transfixed. When I approached, she snapped out of it, babbling about a clown smiling back. I checked the booth later. empty, but the glass had a fresh handprint on the inside. The carousel itself is the goal. It's a classic model, 40 horses and chariots, paint peeling like old skin. Power's been cut for decades, but kids swear if you reach it without breaking the rule, it creaks to life. Just a slow turn, no music. They climb on, ride a full rotation, and that's the pass. If you looked sideways, you're out. Supposed to leave immediately. But curiosity kills, right? One boy I pulled away had glanced into a tent. Said he saw a figure waving him in. We found him later that night, curled up under the Ferris wheel, whispering about invitations you can't refuse. Twist is, the Midway isn't just watching, it's inviting. Those booths, they're tied to the fire in '92. Records I dug up, old clippings Hank left in the office, say the blaze started in the arcade but spread to the tents. 5 performers died, clowns mostly. Autopsies showed weird stuff, no smoke in lungs, like they'd been dead before the flames. Survivors claimed the tents locked themselves. Now at night, those shadows, I think they're echoes of that night, luring kids who stray. Rusty senses them first, barks sharp, herds me away. One time he bolted ahead, blocking a kid from entering a booth. The boy laughed it off, but when I looked inside, a faded clown mask lay on the floor, eyes scratched out. That's rule 1. Simple on paper, deadly in practice. Most kids bail here, spooked but safe. The ones who push on, they head to rule 2. Rule 2, the echo call. After the spin, if you've passed, you move to the roller coaster track. It's on the east side, a wooden behemoth called Thunder Run, loops and drops overgrown with vines. The rule says stand at the base of the first hill, face the tracks, and shout your name once. Loud, clear, no echoes from your own voice messing it up. Wait for the response. If it comes back quick and matches your tone, you're good. Proceed to the next rule. If it's delayed, distorted, or says something else, abort. Leave the park before 12:15 a.m. Kids love this one. It's dramatic, perfect for videos. They yell, "I'm Jake," and listen, giggling when it bounces back. But the tracks aren't normal at night. The park's built on hilly terrain, and those echoes carry funny, sometimes too far, sometimes not far enough. I've heard drags and scrapes up there during patrols, like metal shifting. Rusty hates it. He'll whine, paw at the ground, refusing to climb the access stairs. A twist came clear with a girl named Sarah. She was 16, came with friends on a dare. Footage showed them at the coaster around 12:10 a.m. She shouted her name. It came back slow, like Sarah, drawn out. Her friends urged her to quit, but she laughed, said it was wind. She climbed the track anyway, chasing the next level. Her body turned up 3 days later in a ravine below the coaster, neck broken like she'd fallen. But the autopsy? No impact trauma consistent with a drop. Instead, ligature marks around her throat, like something had pulled her. And her tongue was missing, clean cut, no blood loss explained. I started connecting dots. The coaster was the site of another accident in '85. A car derailed, killing 2 riders. Reports said the brakes failed, but witnesses heard laughter before the crash, maniacal, like from the speakers that used to play sound effects. Now, I think the echoes aren't natural. They're mimics, voices from those old tragedies, testing who to claim. One night, I tested it myself, shouted, "Alex," got back, "Alex, join us." Rusty went berserk, dragging me away. Next morning, the track had fresh scratches, like claws. More kids vanished here. One boy's echo said, "Run." He did, survived. Another said, "Stay." He did, gone. the park's waking memories, using the ritual to pull victims in. But the real horror? Rule 3. Rule 3. The tunnel descent. This is where it escalates, past the echo, and you head to the haunted house attraction, a maze of fake cobwebs, jump scares, and mirrors, long since decayed. The rule? Enter through the main door, navigate to the center chamber, and find the hidden hatch. It's an old prop floor panel that leads to the maintenance tunnels below. Drop down, follow the left wall for 100 steps, then stop. Whisper a secret, something personal like a fear or regret. If the tunnel stays silent, you're cleared for the final rule. If you hear breathing or footsteps, climb out fast. The tunnels are off limits, unstable as hell. I only go down for checks, and even then, with a hard hat and light. They're narrow, concrete walls dripping with moisture, wires hanging like veins. Kids think it's the underworld level, filming their descent like adventurers. But down there, time stretches, lights flicker without bulbs, and the air thickens like something sharing your breath. First twist, the tunnels connect to the park's dark history. During construction in the 60s, workers hit an old mine shaft, abandoned coal tunnels from the 1800s. They sealed it, but not before accidents, cave-ins, gases killing crews. Blueprints I found show anomalies, unmapped branches. Now at night, those seals weaken. Kids whisper secrets, and something listens. I rescued a boy once. He was down there, whispering about stealing from his mom. Footsteps started, slow, shuffling. He froze. Rusty dove in, barking, leading him out. Behind, I saw eyes reflect in my light, pale, hungry. The boy said it whispered back his secret, twisted. She knows and hates you. Disappearances spike here. Bodies found in tunnels, hearts missing, surgically precise, no tools evident. Autopsy on one, chest cavity empty, but ribs unbroken, like something reached in without cracking bone. Rule 4, the Ferris Summit. Final rule, the grand prize. Reach the Ferris wheel, climb to the top car, manual crank if needed. Sit, wait for a full rotation. At the peak, ask a question, anything. If answered correctly, you win. Prize? Varies online. Money, wishes, visions. But really, it's a trap. The wheel's rusted, but spins smooth at night. Kids climb, excited. But at the top, voices answer. Not wind, not imagination. From the fire victims, the mine dead, something older. Twist. The park's entity isn't ghosts. It's a mimic, a shapeshifter feeding on fear and organs. It lures with the ritual, harvests. I learned when Rusty cornered it. Not human, skin like carnival canvas, eyes everywhere. Big twist. Hank started the ritual online to feed it, keeping the park alive. He confessed before vanishing. Now, I guard with Rusty, saving who I can. But detective, the ritual evolves. Last night, a new rule appeared. Invite a friend. That's you.